Hello and welcome back to the Midweek Podcast. So today we're talking about a topic which always surprises me and in not in a good way either. And it's actually one of the biggest problems that all businesses have in the UK and in the world as well. And once they kind of get past this problem, happy days, high fives around. But it can take what feels like a lifetime to get over that sort of hill to start off with. Now, the one thing that I'm talking about now is how much marketing, communications, and content people need to see from you before they even recognize who you are. So we're going to talk later on in the podcast about knowing someone, liking someone, and trusting someone. But even to get to the point where they're like, "Aren't you that estate agent guy?" You think to yourself, "Yes, I've literally been putting stuff on my social media for the last X amount of months, years, and weeks, sort of thing. I've got podcasts, I've got YouTube channels, I was in a local paper the other day. You should know who I am at least." But actually, it takes a lot more work than you expect to get people to recognize you in the first place. Lots of people that I talk to who are just coming into the estate agency space think, "Oh, I'll post a couple of times on social media and that will be enough and people will recognize who I am from that." When really that just won't cut the mustard. You've got to think about it from your point of view. Your business and work life is a huge percentage of your life. Let's say it's 50% of your entire sort of world as a business. But to someone in the street, though, your estate agency business is like 0.00001 of their life. They don't care about in any way, shape, or form. They've got a lot more stuff going on in their life to worry about than your little estate agency business. So therefore, we need to really sort of ram home the message for them to even realize who you are as an estate agent, or even someone just locally in the local area. This is where sort of the key figures come into this. And I know Daniel Priestley talks about this quite a lot. I'm not sure if he kind of came up with this or he's just nicked it from someone and kind of colonized it for himself. But either way, we'll give him credit for this. So the key things we're trying to get towards here are 11, 7, and 4. So 11 is 11 marketing touch points. So that is someone seeing you 11 times. Think about it. If I lived in a property in your local area and every week for 11 weeks, you put a letter through my postbox and it said, "Do you want to sell your property?" or "I've got buyers," or whatever it says on it. Eventually, after week 11, I'll be like, "Yeah, I get it. Like Chris is the local estate agent. He's the letter guy." Like they would know who you are. The next one is 7, which is the one that lots of people struggle with. This is 7 hours of content. So let's say, for example, I sat at home at one night and I sort of stumbled over your estate agency on Facebook. I should be able to sit there for the next 7 hours watching, listening, and enjoying all your content. That could be video content, that could be podcasts, that could be YouTube, that could be text, that could be blogs. But I should be able to spend the next 7 hours of my life basically enjoying what you've produced over the last 6 months, year, 2 years, whatever the timescale might be. And the 4 is 4 different mediums. As humans, the more we see people in different places, the more we actually trust them. So if we just see someone online, okay, fine, they're the guy online or the girl online sort of thing. But if we see them in real life as well, and we see them online, and we see a for sale board, and we see their branded car, and we see a leaflet, we're like, "Oh my God, I see them everywhere. Oh, I recognize them. Yeah, I know them." That's where we need to be before people know, like, and trust you. And I know we've done podcasts before about sort of core areas in your business and kind of focusing in. So we put that in sort of real life terms. Let's say, for example, you have a 100,000 household patch that you look after as an estate agent. To get to the point where you've had 11 marketing touch points with each one of those people there, that's 1.1 million bits of marketing going out in your local area. Now, I'm unsure what your marketing budget is, but I'm willing to bet it doesn't stretch up to kind of 1.1 million impressions in your local town, whether that's in sort of real life or offline as well. So this is where having a core area is really, really important. And people say to me, "How often should I stay in contact with people so they kind of know who I am?" Well, really, more the better. But if I asked you a question today and said, "I don't know, what did you have for dinner 3 weeks ago?" chances are you've got absolutely no idea. Don't have any idea in any way, shape, or form. But you're going to think about if you're looking at getting marketing in front of them, 3 weeks ago was a million years ago. So that is why, in my mind, the ceiling limit for people getting marketing material from you should really be about 3 to 4 weeks, an absolute push between kind of laps round them getting marketing in the local area. Yes, some of that might be online, some might be offline sort of thing, but you're trying to get up to that 7, 11, 4 as much as you possibly can do. This is where you get people say to you, for example, leafleting doesn't work, or door knocking doesn't work, or letters don't work. And the question should always be, right, well, if I receive one of those letters today, what was the last bit of marketing I received from yourself? And if they say to you, "Oh, it's the same letter I sent them last year," well, you're going to be waiting about 11 years before they work out you're the annual letter girl. So that's when you need to look at with your marketing. And the sooner you can get up to that 7-Eleven 4, the more you'll walk down the high street or you'll go on market appraisals and people will say to you, you're that estate agent person. I saw your video online. I listened to your podcast. I get your letters. I get your leaflets. Even if they turn around, they phone you up and say, for the love of God, please stop sending me marketing materials. For the love of God, please stop sending me letters. At least they know who you are. You're the person who is the persistent estate agent in their area who is looking to offer value. Even if that's the phone call you get through, at least they know who you are in that conversation. Don't forget, we've said about this before, but the average estate agent competes against 12 other estate agents in the local area. The public can only name three. And I'm willing to bet those are the three that get those marketing touch points in front of them time and time again. Chances are that's going to be the market leader because they've got the most boards. So as they drive around, they see the boards over and over again. It might be someone they see on the social media side of things. And then there's going to be another one as well. So whoever can get those most marketing materials in front of the homeowners in the local area and get as close or over those figures as we possibly can do, that is where your life is going to get so much easier. I'm trying not to use the expression personal brand here, but it is going to really help you out. Imagine walking into your market appraisals and they're like, yeah, know who you are, know what you're about. I saw you sold that property down the street. I watched your video on it. I listened to your podcast last week with the local butcher. I thought that was really good. You've pretty much won the instruction before you even walk to the front door because of the hard work you've put in beforehand. So please, next time you think to yourself, no one knows who I am in my town. No one realizes that I'm the best estate agent in town and just my phone won't ring. Okay, well, have I knocked on any of those front doors so they even know who you are? Where on that 7-Eleven 4 structure have we even got up to? If they're on, strike number 1 or strike number 2, well, you need to get going on it. If you think actually they've had 5 things from me, they've had 7 things from me, they've had 10 things, well done. That's going in the right direction. That's exactly where we need to be with your business. So please never underestimate the amount of marketing you need to do before people go, aren't you that estate agent? With that in mind, I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast and I'll see you on the next one.